Washington, 1988. Concerned over the fact that computers are replacing humans grew so intense in Washington that the President of the United States had to be unplugged so that it could cool off.
Ladies and gents, laughing looks at you. Here's Dan.
Yes, and here with the news of the present, the man to whom the news wouldn't be the news without the news, here's Dickie.
Item. Today, the New York stock market hit an all-time low. The Dow Jones averages sunk to a new level. The decreased volume of sales gives every indication that this recession will continue. A little bad news.
And now with the news 20 years from now, here's Dan.
Item Warsaw, 1988. A flood of tasteless American jokes is sweeping Poland.
First item today, the Planned Parenthood Society today announced some of the wonderful things they won't be doing next year. So far today, in 1968, the marriage rate has gone up almost 15%, which means that leap year has certainly started off with a
Bang.
Well, cruising right ahead. Today was the day that Robert Dunn had predicted the world would come to an end. Mr. Dunn was proven correct today when he was hit by a truck. Okay, take it away, Goldie.
And now with the news of the past, 20 years from now, 1988, here's Dan.
That's the news of the future. 20 years from now. 1988. The entertainment industry watches as the battle continues to wage between the Smothers Brothers and the CBS censors. From the CBS headquarters in Miami Beach, Florida, a spokesman for CBS said, beep, 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 beep. While the censors at NBC snapped back with this crisp comment. At the same time, ABC was saying,
we don't even have a show on at that time of night.
While the chairman of the FCC summarized the president's position like this.
In this packet, I have some English soil. I'm putting a little bit of this soil into the corner of every foreign field I can find. We'll get our empire back somehow.
Coinciding with the announcement from the Pentagon that the world can now be destroyed in 1 minute and 27 seconds, the Lord's Prayer has been shortened accordingly.
Washington, D.C., 1988, the Census Bureau announced today that the population explosion is finally over, owing to the fact that the world is now standing room only.
The so-called modern trend in topical and political comedy in America today began, in fact, when there were only 13 colonies. We take you back 200 years to the Colonial Boston, where it's showtime at the Colonial Copper Kettle Coffee Kitchen.
Yeah, it's nice to be back, yeah. I always tell my friends this is my favorite place. You know, I ever can wait to get back to the Copper Kettle. Favorite place. I always look at the audience. You know, you got a lot of ugly people in the audience here at the Copper Kettle. But I like it. Ben Franklin got married. Did you hear about that? Yeah, he married a model up in Philadelphia. Fox. Big-time model. That's a picture on the front of those Mother's Oats boxes. You know, I started here at the Copper Kettle. I used to hold the little horses out front. Look, so I gotta go. Besides, a guy just rode by and said the British are coming. Good night, folks.
Item 1988, an effort to correct the image of history was made when the remaining American Indians were asked if they had any grievances. Both said no.
And now,
Here is Rowan and Martin's laughing news report of the past, present, and future.
What's the news across the nation? We have got the information. In a way, we hope will amuse you. We just love to give you our views. Da-da-da-da, ladies and gents, fabulous looks at the news. Here's Dan!
And now, here with the news of the present, the man to whom the news wouldn't be the news without the news, here's Dickie.
Representatives of the National Rifle Association said today that anyone who would sell guns to minors and unstable people should be shot. He said that. Okay. Business news. Today, Zippo Lighters merged with the Camptown Racetrack. New corporation to be called Zippity Doodah. They're getting hostile. A major auto firm was forced today to recall 300,000 faulty automobiles. Management said they hadn't produced that many vehicles. Therefore, in order to meet their quota, they had to rush 100,000 new faulty cars into production. And now, take it away, Goldie!
And now the news of the future. Here's Dan Rowan and the news 20 years from now, 1988. That's in the future, you know.
State capital, Alabama, 1988. Today, Governor Stokely Carmichael stood in the doorway of Alabama University to welcome the first white student in 20 years.
That's nice.
Item, Paris, 1988. Emperor Charles de Gaulle said today, "Let America and France be friends again. I am ready to sign a mutual assistance treaty immediately." This statement followed the bulletin that the East German Army has just crossed the French border and is advancing toward Paris.
Now, as we trip merrily back through history, we take you to deepest Africa many years ago.
That's in the future, you know.
Dr. Livingston, I presume? No.
Well, that's the Rowan and Martin report for tonight.
Hey, hold it, Dick. You forgot the weather.
So did I.
Here's the weather.
And now, back to Rowan and Martin. Take it away, Dick and Dan.
Hey, wait a minute. How about a report from Antarctica, Raj? Take it away, Raj.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, yesterday I shaved. This morning it snowed. Last night I ate a penguin. This morning I got a bulletin. I think I've got an abscess tooth. And I am so cold. And that's it from Antarctica. Now back to the Rowan and Martin news.
1988. From the capital of France, in Quebec, Canada, General de Gaulle announced that from now on, his birthday will be celebrated on December 25th. Sacramento, 1988. Governor Ronald Reagan announced a generous increase in California Medicare benefits. The ailing governor is 65 today.
Now with the news of today, here's Richard Martin.
Good evening, news buffs. For those of you who like your news straight, here's some news of the present. Some good news over at the Bobby Kennedy family. Ethel's not expecting.
Item, Cuba, 1988. Fidel Castro's speech revealed that following the acute shortage of gasoline, tobacco, sugar, rum, and Tabasco sauce, there is now an acute shortage of Cubans. Item, New York City, 1988. In an attempt to boost circulation, Time magazine announced a new feature. with each edition a free copy of Newsweek. In addition, there will be a regular contribution from the mayor of Chicago, Mr. Hugh Hefner. And next week, Time magazine will present their first full-color fold-out, a provocative picture of William F. Buckley. Item, the White House, 1988. President Stokely Carmichael, in his office in Hanoi today, once again repeated that the United States must get out of America.
In keeping with the trend of actors in politics, President Johnson today announced the appointment of Elizabeth Taylor as Commissioner of Wildlife. I must say I agree with him. In keeping with the New York police chief's new ruling against brutality by uniformed policemen, he transferred 6 of his men to the plainclothes division. That ought to take care of something. Salvador Dali, world-famous surrealist painter, witnessed a bank holdup this morning and volunteered to sketch his impressions of the thief. 3 hours later, the police arrested 2 pocket watches, a ladder, and a crutch.
And now with the news of the future, here is Dan Rowan and the news 20 years from now, in the future.
Washington, D.C., 1988. In this election year, the latest Gallup poll shows the Republicans now control 12 states, the Democrats control 14 states, and the Viet Cong control the rest. On hearing the news, Ho Chi Minh said once again he will go anywhere at any time to discuss an honorable withdrawal. Beverly Hills, 1988. Hemlines, which have been rising for the past 20 years, continued to rise today as fashion designer Rudy Gernreich introduced his turtleneck skirts. Well, just think about it for a minute. 1988, the United Nations today called off World War XIII when the entire General Assembly agreed it would be bad luck. They voted overwhelmingly to go directly to World War XIV. The vote was 2-1.
Draft Director General Hershey announced next month's draft notices went in the mail today, but may be delayed due to the strike in the Canadian Post Office.
Saigon, 1988. General Westmoreland said today there is no need to send more troops to Vietnam. However, he did call for 500,000 more advisors.
May the good fairy sprinkle stardust on your bippy. Former Vice President Richard M. Nixon announced today he will go anywhere at any time to meet with anyone if it will help bring about peace between him and his makeup man from the 1960 debates. Today, an emerging African nation acquired its first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, which they are now hammering into millions of spearheads.
Washington, D.C., 1988, 20 years from now, the national birth control law, which has been in effect for the past 15 years, was finally repealed today, and it is expected soon many husbands will return to their wives. Also from Washington, D.C., 1988, 20 years from now, the president addressed a joint session of Congress today and spelled out the terms of the recently negotiated peace. The speech received mixed reactions from the nation's governors, while Governor Goldwater of Arizona termed it a surrender to the far left. It was heartily endorsed by Governor Ho Chi Minh of California, Hawaii, and Canada.
Washington, D.C. The American Air Force announced this morning that they had lost another H-bomb. However, hopes are high for an early recovery since it disappeared in the Pentagon. And now, take it away, Goldie.
Laughing news of the past, present, future continues now with the news of the future, present, and past. So take it away, Dan Rowan, in the future. Bye.
1988, Washington, D.C., with total employment in America finally a reality, President Shirley Temple today disbanded the poverty program, throwing 4 million government workers on relief. Think about it. Also from the nation's capital, 1988, there was a shakeup in the administration today as former World Bank President Robert McNamara was sworn in as Secretary of Defense, immediately pledged to bring our boys home by Christmas. 1988, Washington, D.C. The Warren Commission today handed down its long-awaited second report, clearing up 20 years of doubts and rumors in spite of the fire in the National Archives and the mysterious disappearance of Dallas, Texas. The commission was able to reach a definitive conclusion. The report was entitled, "What Assassination?"
The Supreme Court is about to rule that gambling is not a crime. Tonight, the Rowan and Martin report takes you to the Supreme Court chambers where this historic decision will be made.
My fellow justices, we are about to reach a very serious decision regarding the legality of gambling. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, then. Heads, it's legal. Tails, it isn't.
And now it's time for a Laugh-In News Extra. Take it away, somebody.
Many people suspect that our news is doctored in what is called the national interest. For a better understanding of the credibility gap, we take you to the official press office in Washington.
Hey, Sam, listen to this bulletin.
Yeah?
An American destroyer accidentally hit and sank a Russian fishing vessel 75 miles off the coast of Labrador. 15 Russian fishermen were injured.
Yeah, that's a good item. I think we can do something with that. How many Russians did you say were injured?
15.
15. Joe, that could be serious. We better make it 10 Russians.
How about 5 Russians?
Make it a couple.
A couple of hours.
A couple of hours?
Why not?
Well, in that case, then we might as well make it 5.
Make it 10.
Look, we might as well then leave it at the original number, 15. That way it's original. Nobody will be bugged by it. 15 American fishermen injured. Boy, that's terrible.
Where was this Russian boat anyway?
75 miles off the coast of Labrador.
Labrador. Well, nobody knows where that is. Make it New England.
75 miles off the coast of Massachusetts.
Good. Now, round it out to 50 miles, because I think that'll read better.
Maybe even 25.
Let's not quibble. Put them a mile off of Boston Harbor.
Mile. 1 mile. Why, those are fool Russians and don't know they're playing with dynamite, do they?
Now, wait a minute.
What?
Now, just a minute. Wouldn't people see a Russian boat 1 mile offshore?
Sure, somebody would spot it.
Not if it was a submarine.
Of course, it had to be a sub. But tell me, how could an American destroyer ram a sub?
It couldn't. You know what?
What?
It's got to be the other way around. Their sub hit our fishing boat.
Our fishing boat?
Of course. How else could 15 American fishermen be injured?
Lousy Ruskies! How come the sub didn't see them? I mean, don't forget, a sub has a periscope.
That's right. An accident like that just couldn't happen.
Of course it could. You mean it wasn't an accident?
Of course. They did it on purpose.
Butchers. Dirty butchers.
You got it. Read it back to me.
All right. Today, a Russian submarine deliberately ran and sank a helpless American fishing boat 1 mile off Boston Harbor. 15 American fishermen are in critical condition. You know something? Those Russians must be out of their minds to think they can get away with a thing like this.
You're right. Another incident like this and those maniacs could start World War III.